Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Cuz You Don't Know Football. Today we got a real exciting episode. Got my man Mike 365 back in the building. We're gonna see what's up with this, man. We getting through, you know what I mean, everything. I love like taking like the football season and comparing it to a school year because I be schooling y'all. No, I'm just playing. But I like to do it intermittently, start from the beginning with the draft. You know what I mean? You see how things shaped out with transactions. We starting to move through. So we're gonna bring Mike back in here, and it's gonna be dope. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Okay
yes,
then.
Sirski.
We'll say that then. We'll say that then.
We here.
Mike, my man Mike 365, what's going on, baby? Yo, listen,
Good
man. Yo, man, you
evening,
keep looking
world.
good, man. I said, listen, I was there with the whole body transformation. So I
Day
saw it.
was day one.
We
Day
got a
one.
couple workouts in. You kicked my ass a couple times. I went home. I went home like this a couple times. You feel me? So I know what you can do. You feel me?
Yo, look, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Look, like my pops told me, do what you gotta do now so you can do what you want to do later. You know? You know what I
Right
mean?
now you looking like you trying to get back on the field. That's what you looking like.
Yo, cause look, I'm liking 2020,
Ah.
2025. It's gonna be a good season.
Yes, sir,
Dude,
Ski.
yes, Sirski, man. Look, it is an honor to be here once again. Thank you, my brother, for leading the way. Look, this is where greatness starts.
Yo, I
Mhm.
appreciate you, man. The honor's
Yes,
all
sir.
mine, man.
Likewise.
Always glad to have you, man.
No, King, I appreciate that. Thank you for bringing me onto your platform. Always.
Yeah, so I was telling all of my followers and stuff. What I
Mhm.
like to do, I like to take every season and kind of make it a new school year. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Because I be schooling motherfuckers. No, I'm just fucking with you.
That's that Leo in you, kid.
No, I like to take it as a new school year. So we started off in the very beginning, focusing on the off-season transactions and the
Mhm.
draft, and now we're starting to see everything start to mellow out a little bit. And we're going to start developing some answers, you know,
Mhm.
that are going to be what we could predict in the season. You know what I mean, and everything like that. So today we're gonna talk about some rookies, and we're gonna talk about some teams, and I just want to ask the question because some of these teams, you know, it's not obvious if they're good or it's not obvious if they're bad, and I just
That
want to
is
know. I just want to know, can they actually be good? You know what I mean?
got
And
my
then
rookie.
teams, and then you're gonna tell me some teams that if they gel, they're gonna be scary on some avenue, whether that's making the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs last year. Now they're gonna make the playoffs, whether it's advancing deep into the playoffs, whether it's getting to the Super Bowl, you tell me.
Right about that. Let's do it. Let's
But let's
do it. I
start,
like
like I said,
this.
let's start with the rookies and these rookie additions.
So let's set the tone with the rookies. You
Yeah,
want to go
who
first?
we
You want to
gotta
lead
look
the
out for, and if it's we'll work through who we got to look out for.
All
As
right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Give me 1 second.
sorry, I got my little drink. You know what I'm saying? Got my drink,
Oh,
get
you
my two
good.
steps. Shout out to Cat City.
Uh-huh. All right. So the list begins.
Talk to me.
So rookies to watch off. Do you want to go by a specific team you want me to go by, or you want?
I
Because
won't go whatever in your head, whatever direction it is. See, that's how when listen, when you know something, it don't matter where you start. You see what I'm saying? We
Woo!
just we
So let's
just
get
go.
into Jackson Smith. Let's get right into him.
Talk to me.
Wide receiver, Seattle Seahawks. He's really known for his route running and everything. I mean, when it comes to Seattle, it's a little wishy-washy. So I don't want to speak too highly on Seattle, but I want to talk about this key player and how I know he could play a good role to the team.
Mm-hmm.
But now if you want to talk about like good team building, this is why it makes it so hard because the NFL this year, they made a lot of good draft selections, but only a few teams really got a good team together, if you get what I mean.
Now, who's the player again? Just so we know.
So this person, give me 1 second. Hold on, this door.
I thought you said Jackson Smith and Jigba, but he's not a rookie.
No, he's not a rookie. This guy is.
Mm-hmm. If you're still looking, I can give you one of mine. That's easy.
Yeah, you go first. Go first.
So one, I think this rookie, I think has to be good for this team to improve. I think that's Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think he kind of had to because when they lost, what's my man that went to Calvin Ridley? When they lost Calvin Ridley to the Titans, I really felt like that was a good receiver. You know what I mean? That was a receiver that could fit what it is
Was
that
it
he
Calvin
did.
Riley?
Calvin Ridley, yeah.
Really? Yeah, yeah. From Alabama?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, that's a dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, but they lost him, and I never like even was really that high on Christian Kirk. I thought he's a good receiver, not great. But they got Gabe Davis, and we got to see how that translates.
Dave
But Trevor
Davidson, yeah.
Lawrence, I think Trevor Lawrence might end up being one of the quarterbacks because I don't think he's bad. He might be one of them quarterbacks that just needs a little bit more help. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So I think he needs a wide receiver to step up, come in. Now he's a rookie, so I think there's definitely going to be, in my opinion, a little bit of a drop off from the wide receivers last year to this year, just because you're replacing somebody like Calvin Ridley with a rookie. And I mean, but I think he has to kind of be like at least an 800-yard receiver.
Ooh. That's what you going for?
That's the first one that I'm going for. But I think he has to for if he's not that, then I think Jacksonville might actually like miss the playoffs again.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they could miss the playoffs again if he don't stop. But it's year one, so we're not gonna put too much pressure on that boy.
And if they miss the playoffs for 2 years straight, they're starting over.
Yeah, they are, and they get bumped up on the draft picks too as well.
But that's what I mean. Like when you got Trevor Lawrence, you think he's supposed to be this generational talent, and all this is supposed to be, and they got all this hype. And last year, the Super Bowl hype, they missed the playoffs. You missed the playoffs 2 years back to back. You starting over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know it's true, and that's the thing with Trevor Lawrence. He definitely was that generational player, but then now these athletes of today, them boys different. So they different. I see Trevor do a lot, but like you said, he didn't get it done since he's been in office.
Not to what the level that everybody expected him to be.
Exactly. Now with the yards and stuff, granted, he knows how to sling it, but there's other quarterbacks out there that's gonna surpass him real quick. CJ Stroud definitely. I know this season he's gonna ball out. But I want to get into my people. So disregard the one from earlier. I'm gonna get into Caleb Williams, USC.
That's an obvious one.
That's the obvious one, of course. Round one, number one pick overall. So I feel like with him, I got a lot of notes on him right now. Give me one.
Yeah, why are you looking at your notes?
All right, so now when it comes to Caleb Williams, he really, he's a dual threat. He knows how to accelerate really well.
You gotta love like raw,
yeah,
raw TV. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love raw TV because raw stuff happens. And when it happens, it's like
it's natural, they need
that
more
happens.
content.
It happens.
Yeah, they need it. They need it. It's nothing wrong. So let's get into Caleb Williams. So Caleb Williams, really good pick. Number one, he had a lot of weight on his shoulders this year. A lot of people be looking forward to seeing what he could do for the Chicago Bears. My biggest asset with him, I feel like he's a real dual threat receiver. He's very aggressive. He knows how to accelerate very well. Now, when it comes to the NFL, you got grown men with 10, 12, 15 years experience on a defensive level, so I want to see what he could do year one, but I honestly feel like that boy gonna be a man.
Yo, not only that, like Chicago, I don't think they have many holes. I mean, of course, they're not a Super Bowl ready roster, so of course they got holes. But I think their wide receiver core, you know what I mean? Having Roman Duze, another rookie, having what's my man's name? Wide receiver from the Chargers. Why can't I think of his name? I have no idea why I can't think of it. Either way, Keenan Allen, that's what I'm talking about. Keenan Allen coming over. You still got DJ Moore.
Moore, yes.
They still got that defense. They got one of the best corners in the NFL. Yes. And I just think if from what they were saying about him, if he's not ready day one, it's the coach's fault and not his. So if
heard of that,
and the coaches are ready for him, I think they got a roster that to me puts them back into the playoffs. That's how good I think he can be year one.
That's true.
You know,
So that's a good one. I like him. I got to do a little more research on this one right here. This guy named Jared Verse.
I can
I've
tell you
been
about
hearing,
Jared Verse.
huh?
I can tell you
Say it
about
again.
Jared Verse from Florida State. I can tell you about Jared Verse.
Yeah, yo, I've been hearing a lot of really good things about him. Los Angeles Rams just got him and stuff. So with that, him going over there, ooh, I think that's gonna be a big problem. They said that boy come with energy. They say he's a monster, good DN pass. Yo, they say he's a problem.
So Jared Verse he's an athletic freak. So this was him. This is him literally coming out of college. He's an athletic freak. He's got to work on his skills. You know what I mean? His pass rush skills. His, you know what I mean? His run stopping and the flowing in between going from run to pass or from pass back to run. I mean, he's got some stuff he's got to work on. In terms of year one, I think he's got some things he's got to learn. I don't think he's a guy that's going to come in and be a 10-set guy year one, but
So now that's
or even an
they
8-set
hold him
guy year
accountable for
one.
that.
But I think he's a guy that in like year two, once he like figures out, you know what I mean? Everybody got a learning curve.
I said the same thing.
But I mean with the Rams, because they're gonna come back on this whole show, so I ain't gonna go too deep on them. I'm very curious because unfortunately for him, he's replacing a Hall of Famer and maybe the best,
Yes.
greatest, maybe one of the greatest defensive linemen of all time. And that's the pressure on him. And I don't know how fair that's going to be, you know?
No, you're right about that.
But sticking with defensive ends, I'll give you my next guy from my Colts, Latu. I'm very curious about him because when I look at our defensive line, we have so much depth as the Colts. We have so much depth across the defensive line that he's not coming in, like he's going to be able to come in and be just a pass rush specialist.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm very curious about that. I want to keep an eye on him. I'm not one of them people that is worried about his injury as much as maybe others. I'm not. And
injury is gonna happen. You can't. I don't want to wish that on any player, but that's definitely gonna happen. I feel like every team should prepare for that. You're gonna always it's next man up. You got to be prepared for what's happening at the next level.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's a guy who is like, yo, if we could figure out, because our defense is actually pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
He could be a real difference maker and maybe even be a difference between a game or two for us in this upcoming season.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So I'm very excited to see where he is. Jared Verse, I kind of got a feel. Latu could be a little bit more down here, and we got stuff to learn still. Or he could be up here and he's over exceeding everything, but his motor is crazy, and I love that for my defensive lineman. So.
Yeah, you like your D lineman, man. That's what I wanted to talk about.
That's what I did. That's what I was. That's what I did. Okay, defensive line.
Oh, yeah, listen. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I owned that. That was me. I owned that. Okay.
And this is why, me, I'm good with the quarterbacks. You see what we did. Our first video, I love my QBs. I only played quarterback in high school. Now, when I got to college, I played a little safety. So we're gonna talk about a couple.
I love quarterbacks. I just love to go get them more.
Yes. Oh, you might as well be a pass rusher, man. Yo, so now look, I want to get to Jaden Daniels, man. Let's talk about that boy, Jaden Daniels.
Talk about him.
Let's talk about him.
Quarterbacks.
And you got them D line, man. I got Jaden Daniels. So right now, I feel like Jaden Daniels is what Washington needed. Coaches for the last couple months, they have been talking highly, very highly on just trying to get a huge asset to turn that team around. I know we previously mentioned how the new transition, a lot of free agent players they took this year, but to draft that quarterback and put on part of that program, now these, I don't want to say old NFL players, but majority they got some experience, So I feel like they can really mold him to being that killer this year. Like, because I'm telling you, all it takes is one man could change the world.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, if they put that man in position and they be his successor, he is not going to let them down because I've been watching him for years and I've seen him make so many playmaking moves. Boy, I wish I was moving like him in high school. Yeah. So
No,
yeah,
Jane Daniels is interested. So can I say that? And this is about Washington with the addition of Jane Daniels. This really feels like to me like the year RG3 was a rookie. And even when I look at the NFC East, I look at it and I don't count Washington out of winning the NFC East. I don't. So I think
I like
there is
that.
a
I
real
respect that.
I think there's a real lane where Washington comes in and wins the NFC East. And here's how it happens. How would it happen? Because we've seen this. The NFC East is like, I don't know, it's weird. It's so unpredictable, but in its unpredictable, and the fact that it's unpredictable, here's where it is predictable.
Yeah.
Some years, the NFC East, like the teams are supposed to win all these games. They'll drop a couple games. You know what I mean? So they'll drop 3 more games. And I look at the Cowboys and look at the Eagles, and I'm like, yeah, I could see them dropping 2 or 3 more games. Now, I'm not saying they will. I'm saying I could see them dropping 2 or 3 more games just on the strength of the transitions, the who got paid, who they had to let go. You know what I mean? They got some holes that it's like if the Eagles lost 6 games, you would be like, that wouldn't be shocking. If Dallas lost 6 games, you would say that wouldn't be shocking. But sometimes they lose that 7th game, and then a team like Washington would be the team that somehow, if you lost that many more games, now they got the lane to come and win a division. And that's kind of what I feel about Washington with Jane Daniels. That defense isn't bad. I don't love that they gave away both of their defensive ends from last year. Talking about Chase Young and
yes.
both of them are gone. I don't love that. But
I feel like they should have kept, they should have did that.
But in a year where I don't know, I kind of feel like the Cowboys and the Eagles might lose that 7th game, they gonna be in it. You know what I mean? They're a team that's gonna win. And that's probably gonna lose around that 7 games. And if the Eagles and Cowboys come down to that, now all of a sudden they could be that team that goes
exactly. And then, let's keep it mentioned, Sam Howell, he struggled a lot this season. So, with Sam Howell struggling, where that happened a lot, it had them really look at a lot of college players.
Oh, I see why you said Sam Howell. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and now with this dude, he had 72% of completions. His rate was really high, over 1,000 yards on the ground. Now I know that's college.
72% passing and 1,000 on the ground.
That boy different. That boy nice. Yes, sir, Ski. What? Come on, Reek.
Yes, sir.
What are we talking about? I'm going Washington. Let's go. All
right. I'm not ready to put them in the playoffs right now.
I don't want to put them in. No. I'm calling it right now. I don't.
You saying it? Hold on, let me. You saying it?
No, I'm not putting them in the playoffs. Whoa.
I thought you were saying it. Oh man.
I just know they're gonna be some good contenders this year. That's all I will say. There will be some good contenders right now. No one should expect a high impact on them just because right now I call it reconstruction. Right now they're trying to come together. They putting their pieces together because you got to think about it. It took them months to finally get somebody good. Then they had to play with a cap. A lot of people don't know they had to play with a certain budget. So now, with playing with that budget, you only get a limited amount of options. So it's either they're smart, they're gonna build this team right and prepare for the season. But a lot of people they hungry. They trying to get that Super Bowl money and that playoff money, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I just want you to know you made me take off my shades. You on vacation. You can see I'm out the country and shit.
Facts,
I thought you was making a statement. You made me come out my cool to be like, hold on now.
Nah, I ain't gonna do. You know what? I got hope in them as a Leo because Leos, we believe in them underdogs all day. The underdog's gonna win.
That's a fact.
But I just feel like he still got a little work because if I give him high expectations, then I got to do that with quarterbacks like CJ Stroud. What's that other boy that got drafted last year? From
You talking
is
about
another rookie.
Richardson?
Huh?
Anthony Richardson?
Yes, him. Then I gotta think about
Oh, you talking about Bryce Young?
Bryce Young. And then what's the other one from the Cardinals? He set it the tone. What's his name? He got hurt and he just came back.
Yeah, why can I think of
Oh my gosh, I'm having a little brain.
you just keep talking.
Tyreek.
I don't know why I can't think of him because I'm gonna be mad when I look him up. But
Oh,
I should I know who
short
my
QB.
little man.
Yeah, little guy.
This is making me mad.
Murphy.
Kyler Murray.
Tyler Murray. Yes,
Kyler Murray.
Tyler
I don't know
Murray.
why I couldn't think of
We're on
Kyler Murray.
vacation. We're good. Tyler Murray.
That's why you keep the phone around, okay? For this situation. This is
You
why we do
see?
it on the computer so I can keep the phone ready. And those
That's why I got my phone ready because you know when you on vacation, you know how it goes. So
okay.
yeah, Tyler Murray. So yes, the only reason why I didn't want you to jump out the glasses is because I look at people like Tyler Murray and I see the
Kyler.
position. Oh, Kyler. Yeah,
Kyler.
yeah, Tyler. I said it right. So
No,
Tyler.
you said Tyler. It's Kyler.
Oh, Kyler.
Kyler Murray.
Wow, that's different. Kyler. Might name my son that. But
I wasn't going to bring that up, but seeing how you brought it up. So I guess we know the sex of the baby right now.
so it's not a boy, man. I'm having a daughter.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations, brother!
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I appreciate
That's
you.
the
Thank
breaking
you.
news. Breaking news.
World
Mike
star.
365
Yes, yes.
got the next season. Got the next season of Mike 365 coming on the way. You feel me?
Next, yeah, coming real soon. Yep.
But we ain't gonna bring my little niece onto this onto the world, because the world is nasty sometimes. But
Wow, tell me about it. Tell me about it. So
so
yeah, so back to him. He's somebody who I seen how he came into the league. I seen the potential he had. I
mhm.
see a lot of weight on his shoulders. A lot of people anticipated him to be, that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. And of course, you're gonna go through trial and error. And the reason why I had to stop my guy, my rookie that's coming in, is because I know how it is when you get into the NFL. It's a different ball game. A lot of players I seen come out of college, even running back from Alabama, Heisman winner a couple years ago, Trent Richardson. Where is he at now?
Don't bring up Trevor. Let me tell you something. Can I tell you something? I'm a Colts fan. We gave up a lot to get to get him from the Browns. We don't like there's two names that we don't like in
I
Indy.
know, boy.
There's
I
two
know.
names. Trent Richardson and Ryan Gritskin. They can't ever come back on over here.
Wow,
Never.
I ain't know Ryan was back. Wow, yeah, you are there.
He fucked up Andrew Luck's career.
Yeah,
He fucked up Andrew Luck's career.
right.
So
You
nah,
right.
we don't fuck with them. We do not fuck with them.
Right. If you don't mess with them, I don't mess with
That's a
them. Right?
fact. That's a
Yeah,
fact.
Sirski.
Yes, sir,
Come on,
Ski.
look, these Leos, we gotta stick together, man. You know how we do.
That's a fact. All right, so
Yeah,
I got one more, and I'm very curious about it.
get
But
into it.
Xavier Worthy, wide receiver, Kansas City Chiefs. So
Ooh.
this guy, can I just say this? I can tell this is the third time that the Kansas City Chiefs have tried to reincarnate that ultra speedster guy
Yep.
like they had with Tyreek Hill. They had Tyreek Hill, then they got McCole Hardman, and now Xavier Worthy. So Rashee Rice, he had a little off-season problems. I'm not getting into his personal business.
Yeah.
But him being slotted in as as we go forward, as the number one guy, and then Xavier Worthy being number two, giving that to Patrick Mahomes. And my bigger point is about Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes got another threat. And I think coming off of a Super Bowl win, even this rookie can make a difference, a huge difference, even if he just comes in and gets like 600 yards, because he's going to be able to take that 600 can take a pressure off of Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce. You know what I mean?
That's
So
true.
I'm looking
And
at that.
yeah.
And that,
You know what? I like that you said that because it is very important for the viewers to know that he did just set the record at the combine. We're like a lot of people don't know at the combine. He said, well, a lot of people do know if you were watching or you didn't have work, but he set the record. He set the tone. And what I will say from experience of watching a lot of combines, any player who broke a record at a combine, majority of them had a successful first season, second season, third season in the NFL. And I can go back to what is that running back from the Titans? My boy, he was one of the first ones. We had Tyreek Hill. He was another one. We had Devin Hester. He was another one. These is killers,
mm-hmm.
killers on the field with that
Mm-hmm.
speed. Speed kills. And nowadays, speed. Everybody knows speed is the game. So now, if you bring somebody like Worthy onto the field, it's no knocking how fast that boy gonna move.
Like at worst, Kansas City's wide receiver core is as good as it was. Because outside of it was Rashid Rice and nobody else on the receiver core. Of course, they had Travis Kelce, of course. But so basically, it was Rashid
What's
Rice,
the other guy
Travis
name?
Kelce, and that was it. So when I'm
Pacheco.
saying worse, it's that. And I think, which means if that's the bottom of it, where it still is just Rashid Rice and Travis Kelce and nobody else, then that still won a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
If he can give them anything else north of that, oh my God.
No, that's true. That's true. So let's go. Let's get right into this. How many yards you giving him first season? You said 600 plus.
I give him around 600.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Round 600 is smooth.
So keep in mind, like Zay Flowers for the Ravens had 800. That was a big impact. So I'm giving him a difference of about 200 yards spread over 17 weeks.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying he did make some noise.
Yeah.
I feel like Save Flowers, he didn't even get the ball that much, and he still averaged around 800. So that's dope.
So that's where I'm
basically
at with him. So
that's a good one overseas. I like that one. That's a good pick.
Listen,
you real worthy overseas.
Let me say, you gotta give that out of America wisdom. You feel me?
Out of America wisdom. I like that.
Bring that into here and you apply everything together. You just get it come together
like put it on a platter.
It come together like gumbo. You feel me?
That's a fact.
The gumbo is great.
Yes, Sirski. Yes, Sirski.
Yes, Sirski.
Shout out to them, for promotions. Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, we're gonna move on to the next topic. Then I think we hit the rookies. I think we got in there with the rookies, and we kind of figured out who's who and how this has to go a certain way with these guys. So okay. So let's talk about the one thing that I'm curious about. So like I said, there's some teams that I don't think it's obvious if they're good, and I don't think it's obvious if they're bad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a conversation on them, and I just want to know, can they be good? If they can, how does got to go?
Let's do it.
All right.
What team?
All right, cool. Let's start with those Rams. The Los Angeles Rams used to be St. Louis Rams. Now the Los Angeles Rams. How does got to go? Can they, first of all, answer the question? Can they be good? And what that look like
for this season? I'll be honest. I haven't even looked their way. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I had nothing against the Rams. Shout out to them boys, because may I have some future collabs with them. Shout out to them boys. But when it comes to the Rams, I just feel like Rams are a team that deserved it in that moment. Some teams don't deserve it all the time. I love teams when it comes to that consistency, that drive. But with them, it's like I realized and analyzed over the course of a couple of years, they have a high budget. They get a lot of caliber players, and they rotate them a lot. But it's like they're not building history and chemistry with their players. So it's like they're never going to be that iconic team, until they get the right fundamentals and say, hey, let's build from the ground up and let's keep these and see what they got to do. They used to do that. But ever since that Super Bowl and they start doing that route,
they were doing that for a reason. It was like, listen, we're gonna bring Matt Stafford in here. We're gonna give up the future. Now, the one thing about the Rams that I
they
did
did
like,
give you up.
the one thing about the Rams last year, they weren't supposed to make the playoffs last year.
They was
And they
definitely
did.
not.
And
That's
they
why I don't
did.
got them in my radar.
That's the breakdown year. And now, so now you lose Aaron Donald. Is this another breakdown year? Is that how we evaluate it?
That's how I see it.
But I do think now, as opposed to before, I feel like before the defense carried them. So it took a lot of pressure off of like a Matthew Stafford, where depending on you see different people see Matthew Stafford at different places. Straight up, I don't think Matthew Stafford is a carrier of a team, but I think with a certain amount of if he has the freedom to make one or two mistakes, I think
yes,
he's very.
he's a playmaker. He's a playmaker. I give him that. But like you said, I'll be honest. Hey yo, it's time. It's time to hang it up soon. There's a lot of young boys that's coming in, man. They got fresh legs. You didn't hear what I just said about this other quarterback? Over 1,000 plus on the ground.
Yeah, but so this answer, I want to say this answer is what I was saying with the limited factor of Jared Verse, because he going for them to make the playoffs. Oh, it's got to be 10 sacks, and I'm like, that's not fair to him.
And that's unreal. I'm not gonna say unrealistic.
No, what I'm saying is to say you have to do that. I expect that. If we said I expect you to do 10, that's not fair. He's a rookie, so that's why I said what I said about Jared Verse and what I'm saying. But he's a freak of nature, though.
No, he is. He's a freak of nature. But they're gonna deteriorate his body, man. If he got to continue to man, he's going against grown man. It's a different ball game. You think you about to get through that pat? You're gonna have to really use a lot of strength and a lot of move because there's a lot of experience behind these players.
He played in the ACC. Every left tackle is not NFL left tackle in the ACC.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's a fact. You gotta learn. So,
all
right, cool. So I think we're both saying the same thing about the Rams.
Yeah, we are.
I don't expect the Rams to be.
It's that lion mentality. Telling you.
They rebuilding, but I do like what they rebuilding now.
No, for sure, definitely.
All right, so let's go to another one. I'm not gonna go in order. I'm just letting you know. Let's go to Titans. Can the Titans be good this year?
No.
So there are certain things about the Titans I actually do like. So the same answer I gave you about the Commanders, to a lesser degree, I feel the same way about the Titans. I think they can keep. Go ahead.
Not to cut you off. Are you talking about regarding to playoffs, like making it to the playoffs, or?
I think the Titans are a team that is going to be in the AFC South race the whole year.
So name the players who you think is gonna show out.
So you keep in mind. I think they have the worst quarterback in the division in the AFC South.
That's why.
That's why I think they keep them out. But I think when you talk about the wide receivers, they got DeAndre Hopkins. I know he's older, but they got DeAndre Hopkins and they got Calvin Ridley now. So running game, they got Tony Pollard, but we'll see what that looks like. Their defense is tough. My man Simmons, was it Brian Simmons? Was his name? Simmons. I can't think of the defensive tackle. He's one of the best defensive tackles in the league. Their defense is not great, but it's definitely a good, legitimate defense. If they could tough some games out, they're going to be a team that's going to be very physical with you. And you're gonna have to ground it out, and you're gonna have to figure out how to overcome them. So if good means playoffs, I wouldn't put that expectation on them. But if good means eliminating somebody from the playoffs, the Titans can be that team that definitely can eliminate some people.
You know what? If they got comfortable enough, I can see that. Only reason why,
like the Titans have 3 wins in them that you don't see coming. I feel that way about the Titans.
Okay, I like that. Look, I like that. I definitely like that.
That probably moves them from 3 to 6 wins.
Nah, for real. Only reason why I was, I say firm on my, my response. It was just for the simple fact that I had to analyze, the timing of these receivers. Now we talked about defense, we talked about receivers, but then we talk about O-line. O-line, the center. Now that you don't have Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry was a good pass blocker. Good pass blocker. It was a lot of dominance in that offense. So now when it comes to just readjusting, I feel like because they just lost that chemistry with that running back and stuff. I just want to see how it's gonna go first two games. First two games of the timing, because when I look at this team, it's nothing really wrong with this team, I'll be honest. But I look at how Tom Brady was when he first got to Tampa. He couldn't connect with Mike Evans. He couldn't connect with AB like that. It was the timing and the quarterback with the receivers. If dumb boys is not going crazy right now with a lot of practicing and everything off the field, man, I can't see them going too far just because of the limited time that they have. That was my reason for that. Just because I realized once you get to the next level, speed kills, as I said earlier. So it's just the timing with the quarterback, getting the ball out, moving around, making sure you got a good pass block. Derrick Henry, it's not too often you got a running back that's over 250 pounds,
That's right.
250 pounds. So these are the statistics that I'm looking at. That was my reason for that. But I I give it to you. I support you. I support you, my brother. So if you going with them, let's see what I see 6 games in.
So it's funny that you said that. So I just looked at like their first 7 weeks. They got a brutal first 7, bro.
Hello. Look.
Here's the Titans' first 7. They got the Bears week 1, September 8th. The Bears.
0-1.
Then they
I'm
got the
calling
Jets.
it.
Then they got the Jets.
Oh, that's 0-2.
Then they got the Packers.
Love still here, right?
Yes.
You know what? I say
Right. Okay. So let me just keep
week
going.
3, they got it.
So then they got the Dolphins.
Oh, that out of here. Look, oh, come on, Rick. Where you see six?
Actually, no. Actually, I think the Titans can beat the Dolphins. I think the Titans can beat the Dolphins.
Only reason why I think the Titans can't is just because a lot of people know last year and the previous year before, the Dolphins have been, the highest scoring team, and they have the best regular season.
I see a drop off here for the Dolphins. We can talk more about that if you like, but
we have to. That's Miami.
I see a drop off here for them. All right, so then they got the Dolphins, and then they got the Colts.
Okay.
And then they got the Bills.
I can't say nothing to the Colts. That's your team. All right. Hey.
Then they got the Bills. Now you can talk straight. Listen, I'm not. They gonna hurt me. And then they got the Lions. Then they got the Lions. Bills and the Lions.
Okay.
So we got about. We're gonna wrap this up in about 15 seconds. But all I'm saying is, out of them 7 weeks, that they could have. I ain't saying they got 7 losses, but they could have 6-5, something like that.
No, for sure. I see that. I don't see 7 losses, but I see what you see. But I know right now, 0-1 first week. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Ski.
Yes, sir. Ski. Sorry for the change of locations. I got to make sure this one is not interrupted. Let's do it.
Let's do this. Listen. So how you let your phone die? Let's start there. How you let the phone die?
Oh man, you know how it is when you're on vacation. You just going like, you just moving like, I'm everywhere right now.
Listen, that's why this is happening.
Exactly. Oh man.
Vacation mode. You see what I'm saying? You gotta
vacation mode. But I live for these days though. I live, we don't do it too often. So you gotta cherish it while you can.
Nah, that's a fact. Okay. All right, cool. So let's keep going with where we were. So we got through the Rams and the Titans.
Sir.
So let's go on to another team. What about the Commanders? Can the Commanders be good?
Yes.
Okay, explain.
So Commanders could be good, as you mentioned earlier about the quarterback they got. I really feel like this is the year where the Commanders will step up. they learned a lot last season. They did a couple switches this year, but I feel like this team has experience. I'll be honest with a couple players they have. So I feel like this is the time of the underdogs. Now I don't think they're gonna be going far, but I know they got a shot. They got a shot. A lot of these skilled players have a couple years in the game, and with this fresh quarterback and fresh legs, and come on, like I said, he could do over 1,000 on the ground, over 1,000 on the ground, and you're a quarterback. Today,
But
running
70%
backs, a lot of running backs can't even do
70%.
that.
That's a fact. So, like as I said, I think that they have a ceiling. And that ceiling could revolve around them losing about 7 games.
Ooh.
I think their ability to be a good team is dependent on the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Yes, 100%.
So if that happens, then yes, they can be a good team. If any of those teams are still an 11-win team, then no, I don't think that they're going
True.
be. Once again, I think they could eliminate a good team from the playoffs, but I don't think that's only a good.
Let's see what they do and how they do it when they do it. Let's just
when
look.
they do it, but when they do it, you see, they was over here, but then it's when they do it. You feel where I'm coming
See,
from?
that's why I hit when they do it. You
I
feel
see
me?
what you did there. I see what you did there.
Uh-huh.
I respect it. I respect it.
Yes, sir.
All right. So so let's go over to these Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh.
Can they be a good team? And let me actually introduce this as well.
Oh.
The beginning of the season, they lost, what was that, 9 straight?
Yeah.
But then they ended up winning, or was it 8 straight? It was something like that, somewhere between
It was 8 straight games they lost.
8 straight, and then they went, and
But
then
keep in mind though,
came back, and then they went on like a 4-game winning streak.
hey, I'm happy you corrected me because I was gonna say, keep in mind, Kyler was not there.
Yeah, and then they basically ended up winning like 6 like the last 7 games. But can they be
Yes.
a good team this year?
I think so. I think so. I feel like weapons are limited, but come on now. How
I
many
mean, they do
seasons?
have Marvin Harrison Jr. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like they got weapons, but key word, weapons are limited. They don't have too
But
much
they got
weapons.
weapon.
Yeah, weapon. You know what I mean? But I do feel like this team right here, this specific team, like I said, how many seasons you gonna have and you gonna keep losing? It's the year of the underdog. It's gonna be a season, and it's this upcoming season where I feel like they can go up a couple more steps. I feel like, especially with this guy being gone for 8 games, now you owe us 8 games. Now I'm not a fan of him, but I just know what he did. At the end of the day, my brother, you won a Heisman. You just lost 8 games. You better win them 8 games next season.
Understand where you coming
Money
from.
talk, bullshit walk all day. You
I
know it.
understand where you coming
NBA
from.
is guaranteed. NFL contracts is not guaranteed. You're a quarterback, but you got to be a playmaker. Make it happen. Let's go, Kyler. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Cardinals. Now, they ain't going to go far, but they're going to do a damn thing because they are one team, in fact, hands down, one team, in fact, that I seen last season knock out some good teams.
That's a
Like you
fact.
said,
They
8
did.
straight and then won 4.
They beat the Cowboys and the Eagles last year. Remember that.
Hello. Yes, sir, Ski. Come on.
So,
Yeah.
so I think they could be an interesting team.
Very interesting. I
I just
don't
can't
doubt
see them
them.
in the playoffs this year.
Hell is a killer.
I just can't see them in the playoffs this year. And that's basically what it, but like, so even in the division, the 49ers is in their division. They're not winning their division. I also don't see them winning more games than Seattle. If it's like if they win more games than Seattle, then something went wrong in Seattle. And
No, can't say that. Can't say that. Only reason why I can't. Oh, because Seattle just lost like they head coach, right?
Is Pete Carroll still there? I think he's still on staff. I don't think he's the head coach, but he still is there. He's in the building.
Oh, if he's still there, okay. Yeah, all right. I get you. Only reason why, because I just felt like this year with Seattle, they're under construction. I feel like they got to get a lot of things together. I they,
See, okay, so I look at them in the same breath as as the Jacksonville Jaguars. They
yes,
were supposed to make the playoffs last year. If they miss the playoffs again, they're starting over.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
I don't see Arizona being a team that's going to like they have more urgency than Arizona. Arizona doesn't have to be good.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You know what I
true.
mean? Um, I think desperation shows a monster. So
And then you know what? I to touch back on what you just said, you said desperation shows a monster. Man, them boys desperate to get it again. So you know what? I gotta go with you on Seattle now that I think about it because they still got some, Super Bowl players on that team. You know,
with all
that's
them weapons, and yeah, I mean they got three legitimate wide receivers. You know,
yeah. At the end of the
they
day,
got a
yeah,
legitimate
yeah, yeah,
running
yeah.
back. They
Yeah.
got they got one of the best corners in the NFL.
That's why I'm happy. Sometimes you got to sit back and you got to like review the scoreboard. And at the end of the day, I can't knock a champion team, a champion winning team to be exact. They won a Super Bowl, and those receivers and some defensive play, they still in the building. So yeah, I give it to them. Seattle definitely. You know
I'm
what?
saying.
I I take back my response. I definitely I'm seeing the bigger picture. I got my vision board here.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? We just had to write on it for a second.
Yeah, it just had to write on it real quick. Okay, I see what you mean.
All right, so yeah, so in conclusion, the Cardinals can be a team that could probably surprise a team or two, but like I just don't see them as a real threat to the playoffs. Coming into number 3 in their division, that means you lose a certain amount of games. You know what I mean?
Yes, yep, that is true.
Okay. All right, cool. So let's go over to those New Orleans Saints. Can the New Orleans Saints be a good team this year?
New Orleans Saints. Who? Give me one second. Let me flick this other light on for you really quick. Get some good brightness in here.
Understand.
We ghetto, y'all. We on vacation. It ain't working.
That's why I love fucking with you, because you're saying that shit. I probably wouldn't have said it. I wouldn't have said that, but like you said it, and that's why I fuck with you.
Yo, look, man. If I ain't raw and authentic, I ain't me.
That's a
Man,
fact. That's a
you know
fact.
what I mean?
That's a
I
fact.
get my game. I
Listen, shine
love
bright like a diamond, brother.
shine bright like a diamond. Come on, we here, man.
All right,
But yeah, so
talk to me about these Saints.
yeah, back into these Saints, man. Honestly, uh, I'm gonna let you speak on it, and I definitely pick up from you when it comes to the Saints, because Saints ain't never really been my team. I'll be honest with you. Ever since, yo, man, you gonna call me a little old head, but like ever since I say going back to like Reggie Bush and like
When they
that
won the
that
ring.
Hurricane Katrina, like
Yes,
like
when they
that
won the
phase,
ring.
that's when I was Saints. You feel me? Then they had Kamara. He stepped up a little bit, and number 7, that other quarter, what's his name? Number 7, I forgot his name.
The corner?
No. He was a quarterback receiver. He played everything.
Oh, the white boy.
Yeah,
Um,
white boy. Yeah, I forgot his name.
did do it all, dude. I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, the dude all do. Yeah.
I know
But
exactly
it
what
just
it is.
ever since I've seen that rotation throughout the course of years and I see where it has led them
Mhm.
every single year, man, when it comes to the Saints, they unpredictable. That's all I'm gonna say. They unpredictable. One of my good friends, he actually played there, and then they sent him to Buffalo Bills. He just changed his name. I played actually college ball with him and stuff, but he was a good asset, very fast on the team. And now with their quarterback, who we got there right now? Refresh me.
They got Derek Carr as their quarterback right now.
Now, I will mention Derek Carr. He was the highest paid when he was with the Raiders. From what I remember, that was that guy at one point. But as you can see, look what the Raiders did. They got rid of him. So you know what? If anything, this could be the motivation. This could be that chip on his shoulder year. It
Uh,
could. It could. Where you going with this? I ain't know Derek Carr. Yeah, he's in position.
So
Derek
here's the
Carr
thing.
got
All
it.
right, here's what I think. Last year I was high on the Saints. Like I thought they were like my dark horse Super Bowl team. And they did, yeah, I really felt that strongly about them. And they just shit the bed last
I
year.
was about to say because they
They
shit the
just
bed for
shit
real.
the
Their season
bed.
wasn't good.
Because basically what I'm saying is Derek Carr, he's never been like a consistent year to year guy.
He's
But
not.
every like other year or every like third year, he'll have a season just remind you, like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like, what's he doing here? To answer the question, I'm not going to come off of, they're no longer my Super Bowl dark horse team. Am I going to say that they could make the playoffs? Yeah, they could. They could be a good team. Yeah. I still feel that way. Do I expect it now? No. But they could be a good team.
They could. They definitely could. They could. If they step up and be on a bully, they could have a good season. They definitely could.
They
Cause,
could.
cause I go back to the leadership room
Mm-hmm.
and I go back to the conversations I used to hear, Derek Carr, have with his team when he was with the Raiders. I used to watch what show was that?
Hard Knocks.
Yes, it was Hard Knocks they was on. Yeah. I used to watch Hard Knocks a lot and I seen how he was as a character, as a person, as a family man, as a teammate. So I feel, if he really build that chemistry with his home,
Mm-hmm.
it's no telling, what can make happen. Because once again, I will say, value speaks for itself. This is a man, not just a man, but he was one of our quarterbacks, at one point where everybody in the NFL was like, wow, yo, he's that guy, They was giving him that money for a reason. There was
Mm-hmm.
people like, wow, why you get
Mm-hmm.
so much? But if you think about it,
Because
he was
every so often he'll carry a team, like with that Raiders team that had like everybody was hurt. No, like they didn't have anything, and somehow they in the playoffs. And it'll be
yo.
like with teams with hype over teams with hype. And Derek Carr can kind of do that.
That's
So,
why I can't sleep on
but
him.
I don't expect it because of what I saw last year. But is it possible? Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna see how week one goes.
Okay. All
Let's
right,
do it.
cool. Well, we're gonna finish this up with the Steelers. Can the Steelers be a good team? And I want to follow this up because I kind of know the answer that you're going to give. What percentage possibility do you give them in either way?
Oh, it's funny you saying the Steelers. I caught like a little chill. I got goosebumps right now. I swear, I got goosebumps. You just
Right.
said the Steelers. It gave me goosebumps because when it comes to the Steelers, man, I really had a lot of high expectations in them. I thought, they could
But it
really
didn't
get
make the
something.
playoffs last year. Remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah. They made the playoffs, but I thought they could go farther.
I
Really thought they could go
I
farther.
agree.
I
I
really
agree.
did. Uh, but this season, I feel like, they're on a rise. They're definitely on a rise to success. I feel like they could definitely, possibly go round two this season. I definitely see it. I just feel like they need a lot of good communication skills when it comes to the position they're in. They need to understand the job this year. Last year, hey, we got to the playoffs as Steelers, but we didn't finish.
Mhm.
This year is the year where we got to finish. Now, no, I'm not a Steelers fan, but I know talent. And I know that it is a black head coach representing them. And since I was a little kid, I only seen him do some very remarkable things. Very remarkable. Like he put a lot of athletes in position.
Yeah, so Russ you talking about, right?
Yes, yes.
So Russ for a period of time, you could make the argument for him being like number 2 or 3 quarterback in the NFL. And then
Yes,
when he got to Denver, he pretty much fell off.
yes,
It was
yes.
like you know what I mean? Like it was more
Like why he fell
you
off?
wouldn't have guessed his decline in Denver based off of what he did. So for a certain
That
generation,
confused me.
they don't know that Russell Wilson was actually like legitimate. You know what I'm saying? He was that dude. So no, I get you. So here's
And
what
who we got? Give me a little rundown of who you think is gonna be in the lineup this season, like guaranteed. So I can give you a glimpse
So,
of
all right, so that's actually a really good point. So, can the Steelers be a good team? Absolutely. Um, absolutely they can. But I think they have
in July right now. I know they got
they have a low ceiling. So things got to basically go a certain way for them to be that person. Now,
that's right.
so they got George Pickens, and then the other wide receiver, like Fryermuth is the tight end. You know what I mean? Najee Harris is the running back. Depending on
Yes.
how you feel about Najee, you know what I mean. You might do that, but in terms of their
Najee
defense
Harris
is
got
legit.
potential.
Their defense is legit,
Yeah,
and
defense has always been good.
but like it's really that second and third passing option, and the fact that you have Russ or Justin Fields being that the quarterback. So George Pickens being the number one guy, either Van Jefferson or Roman Wilson gonna have to go
Van
off.
Jefferson, yeah, Van
They going
Jefferson.
they like, but I'm saying is one of those two has to go off. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by low ceiling. Are they going to beat some teams? Absolutely. Some teams that you think are like
Yo, absolutely.
absolutely, but
What?
for them to be like a good team, like above 500, you know what I mean, in that 6 loss range, that's kind of where I see him, 6 to 7 losses. That's where I see him in that range. One of them other wide receivers, one of them two wide receivers, is gonna have to go off.
You know what I'm going to ask next though.
What's up?
What they schedule looking like?
Ooh, I'll
Who
tell you
them
in two
boys
seconds.
got?
I'll tell you in
Now,
2 seconds.
now that's where I know, where they heart going. That's where I know.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So week one, they got the Falcons. And I'm gonna just kind of go through it fast so that we can, because we got another segment we got to get to. So week one, they got the Falcons, iffy. The Broncos, that should be a win. The Chargers, that should be a win. Okay, then they got the Colts. I'm sorry, I think the Colts are going to beat them this year.
So you got the 3-1 right now.
They got an iffy one. So they basically got like two and a possible.
Okay.
That's spades talk for our white audience. So they got two and a
We got
possible.
2-1-2. We got time. 2-1-2.
Yeah. Then they got the Cowboys, which
It
could go either way. Then they got the Raiders. That's probably a win. Then they got the Jets, and that depends on where the Jets are with everything, because they got some gelling they need to do.
Jets gonna do what they do. This shit, boy.
Then
Jets, Jets.
yeah, the Jets they're my like dark horse Super Bowl team. The Jets.
Yo, what? I
All
let
right,
them
so then they got the
back from
Giants.
Bishop.
Then they got the Giants, Commanders, and then the Ravens, which I expect them to split with. The Browns, who I expect them to split with. The Bengals, who I expect them to split with. Then they got the Eagles and the Chiefs, and that's basically their schedule. So they could lose. They could lose about 6 games.
Yeah, it's true.
So there's 3 in their division. They probably lose to the Chiefs. They probably don't beat the Cowboys and the Eagles, but they probably beat one of them. And I
Yeah,
think they
but
lose to the Colts. That's 6. And then they got an iffy one with the Falcons. So yeah, I think they're a team that's around 6 to 7 wins. I mean 6 to 7 losses. Excuse me, 6 to 7 losses. So we just got to keep an eye on them. So I
that's a
like
team to look out for. That's a team to look out for sure.
to look out for, but we need one of those other wide receivers to go off. It's gonna have to happen.
Yeah, we have to. It has to. It has to be.
All
Yeah.
right. All right, cool. So we wrap that up. So talk to me about teams. We're gonna talk about teams that if they gel. So this is more, I don't want to say skeptical. This is more hypothetical. But these teams, if they gel, you tell me where they can go and what it looks like.
And when you speak on gel, are you talking about the success of a team or a team that's going to clash? Just so I can get a good comprehension.
In my head, what I was talking about was if they put it all together, this is a team that probably is a little bit a step ahead of what everyone thinks they are.
Oh, okay, yeah. So a success
But
plan.
if you
Yes.
got something interesting, I'm always interested in interesting things.
No, for
That was a bar,
sure.
by the way. That was a bar, by the way.
Now that what? Bars.com. Stop
That's a
playing.
fact. That was a bar, by the way.
Yes. Come on, man. You know Leo season is arriving. It's natural now. We waited.
You feel
Wait
me?
too long. Look, man. So to jump right into that, I'm gonna go who I like and who I know for sure. I'm not gonna say for sure because you never know what the season holds. Everybody gets hurt. Uh, I love the Ravens this year. I love
Stop
Philly
right
this.
there. Stop right there. I want to talk about that.
Uh,
So I've
knew you
literally
was gonna do that.
with my boy JB last week. We literally were just having this conversation. He was the host that was on last week.
Yes, I Pete.
I think
Shout out to him.
a
Shout
lot
out
of
to JB.
I think the Ravens also have a low ceiling. And
Why?
because all right, so they got Zay Flowers. They do not have a
Yes.
number 2 wide receiver. They do not.
Yeah,
So, but they do
yes.
have 2 tight ends. So they got Mark Andrews and Isaiah Lively. And they just
Yep.
got Derrick Henry. So for me, what basically my point was, Zay Flowers got to go off. Both of them tight ends got to go off. And I'm saying like all of them got to have about like 800 yards. And Derrick Henry got to have about like 1,200, 1,300 yards rushing.
Oh, yes.
And what I'm saying is, I don't know if all of that's going to happen.
You have
Lamar, I
you have
realized
a
I didn't say
pretty good
Lamar.
point.
I didn't say Lamar because I expect Lamar to be Lamar.
Well, Lamar is the heart of the offense.
But what I'm saying is the other things all have to happen.
Oh, yes, for sure. Only thing I will say is be more is very unique to me when in the sense of they understand the assignment. And the day when it comes to like quarterbacks like Lamar,
Yes.
I know Lamar's
Yes.
in that locker room
But that
saying,
doesn't mean that they
hey,
don't have a ceiling. They got a ceiling. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like these things have to turn. Yes, I get it. Are they a team that you said, if you was to say what team could win a 13-10 football game? It's the Baltimore Ravens.
yes.
How many times do you think teams ain't going to score 24 to 28 points?
Yeah. Ooh,
So
I
what I'm
like
saying
that.
is that's why I said Derrick Henry has to rush. But
Yeah.
now I have to expect for you to be right. I have to expect like 1,300 yards from Derrick Henry. What's his year 10?
Yeah. This is year 10. And running backs don't even last that long.
Um, and both of them tight ends got to go off. Both of them got to have about 800. Zay Flowers got to have about 800.
Only thing about with Zay Flowers, he got a little whiff of what was going on. You know what I mean?
But he
So
got to
now I
go
feel like
off.
this year he
Like
coming with
he
more.
got to go from 800 to 1,000 now.
Yeah.
Which he
I got
can. Which he
this
can.
year I
Which
see
he
him
can.
1,200. I see him 1,200 this year. I see him. Only reason why
12?
I see him 1,200.
12, bro.
I see him 12. I see it. You said I see him at least a band at 12. Only reason why I'm saying that is because they got him there for a reason. They paid him his money for a reason. So he has to step up. They got to give him the ball this year. Now, last year they gave him the ball and he had a couple hiccups because, I'll be honest. It was some plays where this boy done dropped the ball and out. Yo, Zay, man, all that money, Zay. What are you doing?
First round pick for nothing.
What are you doing?
Okay,
First
okay,
round
all
pick.
right, but keep going. I hear what you're saying. I just
So
feel as
you feel
though
me? I just felt like
I just
Zay.
feel like they got a low ceiling with a better quarterback.
Yeah.
That's
But then, yeah, you're right.
but continue. You
At,
had other teams. You had other
at
teams.
this point, we just gotta see where they're gonna go. But now go to the next team, Cleveland Browns.
That's a good team. If Deshaun Watson is who he is, this is a Super Bowl contending team. This is a team based off of that defense and that running game.
And that's why you my guy, because it look
And you
real
see what I'm
recognized, real.
saying?
You
You
see
see
the
what I'm
vision.
saying? If Deshaun Watson puts it together, yes.
He gonna do what it do when he gotta
Don't
do it. You are
want to see
tell
it.
you, that's that man. He's the man with the plan. I know he gonna make it happen. And look, he done lost too much.
Yeah,
And he ain't gained a lot from it, you know.
lost everything.
He lost. That man lost everything.
He lost
But
everything.
you got to get it back, brother. You got to get it back. So yeah, if you watching this, Mr. Watson, let's go. We root for you over here. I was number 4 in high school. I don't know if you know, but I was number 4 because of you. I was watching your highlights. I did what
Ah,
it do.
the truth comes out.
The truth comes out. You know what I mean? So yeah, I I got a lot of expectations for you. I definitely feel like he could, get the ball rolling. I want to know, is Chubbs coming back?
Yeah, he's back.
He's back.
Nick Chubb is back.
Yeah, so I see it.
So they're gonna have Jerome Ford and Nick Chubb. Yeah. And
Now I
Amari
see why you ain't
Cooper
hesitate.
and
Now I see why you
Elijah
ain't hesitate on supporting that answer,
and
that
Elijah
thesis.
Moore. And they
Yeah.
just picked up and they just picked up my man from the Broncos. My man, he went to Alabama, the Broncos wide receiver. They had Cortland Finn.
Oh, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about. I just can't remember the name, but I know you're talking about. It just ring a bell.
Yeah,
They
but they
did pick him
brought
up. I
him.
forgot all about him. Yeah, they did pick him up. Let's
Yeah,
go. Yeah, I definitely see Cleveland Browns going far. So what I said Ravens, Cleveland Browns.
I
Got to
got
go with my Jets, Jets.
I was getting over there to the Jets.
Yo, I'm a Leo. We think
So
alike,
so
critical thinking.
so 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 my fear with the Jets is they brought in
Fair.
people who are good but are injury prone. So injuries got to be a part of this conversation. If injuries are not a part of this conversation, the Jets legitimately are a team that can beat the Kansas City Chiefs because that defense is crazy. That defense is crazy.
Yep. But I don't know if you remember like the other video, our first video we ever did, and I mentioned when it came to the Jets, biggest thing is these players being insurance policies. We got to make
And
sure.
they need big insurance policies for these players, including Aaron Rodgers with his 20
Hello.
and 4
We
plays.
do not need what we had last season. So I hope they could be smart, because I felt like the hype of Aaron Rodgers, because it wasn't the talent no more, it's the name. The name of that coming to the Jets, the thought of that happening was something that they lived for, and I didn't feel like they seen clearly through it. He's been around for a while. So now, to this sense, in this upcoming season, I feel like, insurance policy is everything, because you guys had high expectations on this, former ex Super Bowl winning champion, when MVP, that you didn't see the downscale of it. Like, yeah, he's older, bones is a little more flabby. As a possible chance, he ain't gonna give you every game in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
So now, as the Jets were learning that, which I feel like they should have already knew, because New York is home of the money. So if this money's not here, you got to get that
We out there. First of all, that's where we at. So the money's there.
the money's there. So it's like they gotta know that. So I just feel like this year they gotta have a backup plan. That's all I'm gonna say. I definitely like the Jets. Jets could do really good this season. I swear, I know in my heart the Jets could get a Super Bowl within the next 5 years if they make the right moves. I don't want to say the next 2 years, the next 3, or the next 4. I'm gonna say the next 5. I'm gonna put them on a vision for it. But I feel like they definitely
5, I think 5's too far. They got to get it in the next 3.
next 3. You think so?
5's too far.
Who are you giving a ring? Are you giving the Giants or the Jets? Who's getting one first?
Right now, I would
Like,
give.
I'm talking about in this era.
So the Giants have to get rid of their quarterback that they're overpaying for, and kind of figure that out. Now go from a rookie quarterback to a quarterback that's ready to win a Super Bowl, which could take 3 years. So yeah, so the Giants are going to take more time. The Jets are more ready-made right now.
I like that. I like that. That's smooth. That's smooth. I definitely like the Jets, man. So who I got? I got the Ravens. I said the Browns. I said the Jets. I'm gonna give you
I'm gonna
two
give you.
more.
I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna give you one, and I'm gonna be
Who
a
you got?
complete homer on this one. A complete homer. My Indianapolis Colts. If things shake a certain way, I know, but it's my show, and I don't give a damn. If
As
things,
you should.
if shit, listen to me. We had a top 10 defense last year. We're not used to having top 10.
Yo,
we had a top 10 defense last year. Okay.
talk your shit.
With that said, with our not our number one corner, but our number two corner being out for the majority of the year with no pass rush, with no 4-man pass rush. We could generate a pass rush and everything like that. Jonathan Taylor is still there. Michael Pittman Jr. is still there. Jonathan Downs, he played bigger than people thought he was. We bring in another wide receiver. Our tight end was out. Our man from I can't think of his name, from Georgia. He's a big guy from Georgia though. We got about like three tight ends. We got about like three tight ends. Jelani Woods. We got about We got about three tight ends that we can go to. And we just got Latu. Latu was the best pass rusher in the NFL. We don't need him to be anything other than a pass rusher. If Anthony Richardson puts it together, if Anthony Richardson is who they say he is, I'm not saying he's that. I'm saying if Anthony Richardson puts it together and is who they say he is, we're another team that could beat the Kansas City Chiefs. May not want to see us.
I like that. I like that, Reek. I like that. I like that. Yo, that drink was talking to you.
I don't say it just because I love them. I'm saying it because I'm looking at the matchup.
Man, make that man the sports analyst for the Colts, boy.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Because you just walked him down and you stood on business. Everything you did say was facts. You brought it to the table.
If we don't make the playoffs, it's because Anthony Richardson is not right now who everybody.
I support that. Look, like I said, when it comes to the
Colts, I think it's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. When it comes to the Colts, I feel like this is a season they could really go far. Now,
or we could make the playoffs.
Luck and this dude that went there, I stopped really like putting my heart into it.
I got you. I understand. I get it. I feel exactly where you coming from.
So you feel me?
Let me say it. Without you even completing it, let me say I couldn't have said it any better myself.
Well,
I'm telling you what is there right now. The ceiling is not low.
It's not.
We don't have to win a certain way. We could win a lot of different ways. If Anthony Richardson is who
he said he is.
If he lives up to the hype.
Yeah, he has no choice. I feel like he has no choice. You're in a situation, the cameras is on you. Lights, camera, action. Let's do it. Be a playmaker. Boy, show them why you got paid. That's it. Understand the message, understand the duty, and make it happen, Captain. This is your team.
Get the playmakers the ball.
Give the playmakers the ball. Let them do what it do when they got to do it. That's
simple. You to read the defense. I need you to read the defense and know what's what. Get the playmakers the ball. Let's go. Hand it off to John. Let's go. Lean on that defense. Lean on that defense. Let's go.
We got to.
I said what I said. You see what I'm saying?
You definitely right about that. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good point.
But we're gonna wrap this up pretty much.
Let's wrap it up.
First of all, Mike, you brought the heat. Tell me what's going on in the near future with real quick. Near future with the brand and everything. Talk to me.
Yes. So I appreciate you, for definitely want to elaborate on the brand. Mike Q365, that's the movement. I got the vision board set up. I got a lot of high expectations for myself coming into this new season. As I mentioned earlier, I am about to be a first-time father. I am having a daughter, and I felt like that's what I needed, and that's that push. That's going to really put me in the right mind, right mental, right physical, have that drive, that self-motivated, self-ambition, that drive, that willpower to make it happen. I got to talk to these Gen Zs, these millennials. We got to speak that truth. I'm coming to you this season with the best sport bets, and I'm going to show you how you're going to make $5 flip to $250. Watch. I'm telling you. I'm going to show you guys what belief is like.
Talk that shit.
You guys what consistency is like. I'm going to show you guys how to turn 25 to 26. And I'm going to show you how you could do it in a year from just being you, being raw, being authentic. Don't hide who you are. Don't hide your truth. Accept you. And I'm in that phase where We coming raw and authentic. The sky's the limit. I am the next $1 million worth of game. We are the next $1 million worth of game. We are better than Drink Chance. We are the future. It's our time. So with that being said, I just want to keep on, striving for success. I just want to continue to push that movement, be true to my roots, be true to who I am. And I want to advocate that what I'm doing, many others can do. I want to have a huge following when it comes to success and not giving up and showing what you got. And this is why I appreciate this platform, because this is putting me in position to fulfill the reality that I soon live. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that.
Listen, man, this is always a journey, and it's been a beautiful process watching you and watching myself move from what we were to what to
Yes.
step into what we're getting into. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because this is life. What people are seeing right now, this is life. This is how we intended to see life.
Yes, this is how for sure, we definitely intend to see life like that. And you mentioned earlier, it's very
Us buck the
uncommon.
system types.
Yes, for sure. Yep. Yep. And it's funny because to last touch base on it, yeah, actually someone who's seen my transition. I just moved back to New York about a year ago. I locked in into the gym within a year. And we built a great relationship, and you seen the chubbiness transition to the muscleness. And it was all about the hard work, grind. But it took for me to see you come in at 12 o'clock every day, see a lady that was 73 come in at 5 a.m. every day. And it told me that, yo,
you got to get with it.
exactly.
And we
Get with it
always
or get
push each
left. It's
other.
that simple.
And we always push each other. And that's all I
Yes,
ever
each one
want. You
teach
know what I
one. That's the
mean?
power of success.
That's a fact.
I'm my brother's keeper.
That's a fact. So let's wrap this up. On that note, let's wrap this up. So once again, guys, thanks for tuning in as always. You can catch our full episodes on Spotify and YouTube. And you can catch our reels going on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We all over the place.
We all over the market, man. We flooding the internet.
That's a fact. Mike, I know you are who you are, but unfortunately, cuz I gotta tell you.
I appreciate you, my brother. Feel
I
me?
gotta tell you, cuz you don't know football. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you coming.
Appreciate you,
And I
know it.
can't wait for you to come back, bro.
Yes, sir, brother. Appreciate you. You already know.
You
Thank
already
you.
know.
Honor.